You talk too much, you worry me to death. You talk too much, you even worry my pet. You talk too much, you talk too much. Talking to you, cat. What's up, everybody? Jackson Galaxy, your cat daddy here with answers to your questions sometimes. And you know what? Today, sometimes. I will say that right off the bat. You know I'm honest with you, and if I don't have the complete answer, then I'm not gonna give you a complete answer. Or will I? Anyhow, let's check in with our friend Jason and his cat Meow, or Mew, and that'll give you a little bit of a clue as to what this question is. Check it out.
Hello Jackson, this is Jason with my cat Mew. Hi buddy. So I was wondering if you knew why a cat would over-vocalize, or if this is over-vocalizing. I don't know. I don't even talk. I don't even have to say anything. She'll just do this all day, as soon as I walk in the house.
And there it is, Jason with a very appropriately named Meow or Mew. He says it a couple of different ways. So either way, that's one chatty catty. And that's what today's topic is going to be about. Chatty catties, what to do about it if you can do anything about it. And I will say this to you, Jason, right now. Not so sure. I don't know. I'm going to give you every tool that you could possibly need, and then at the end of this, I'll give you the bonus. Okay, so let's start with why cats might be chatty. The first thing, right off the top of my head, is breed. And there are certain breeds that are known to be more talky than others. The biggest sort of suspects here are the so-called Oriental breeds, which includes Siamese. I don't have a cure for that one. Now, of course, Jason Mew doesn't look Siamese, but there, you know, could be her dad or granddad or whatever. But, you know, some of you guys out there who have had Siamese all your life, you may have one of those workarounds, but I surely don't. But that's one reason why Meow might be a chatty catty. So the next reason why your cat may be talking too much is a very serious thing. It could be either physical or medical. The first sort of signpost here is if your cat is starting to talk too much and they never have before, but suddenly they're like Mew, then do not pass go, do not collect $200, go to the vet, because it could be a sign of pain. They could be meowing because they're in distress. And so that's something you want to address immediately. So another sort of category in the physical realm here is if your cat is intact. You know those noises. If your female's in heat, that caterwauling sound. Males who are intact will try to attract the females, making all types of varieties of horrible sounds, you know. And so, of course, there's an easy fix for that one. Fix! You know, spay and neuter your animals. Come on, you don't need me to tell you that by now. Please do it. It's just for everybody's sake, for your cat's sake, and for your ears' sake as well. Another sort of physical issue that will cause excessive vocalization will be a cognitive dysfunction, sort of decline in cognitive ability. So we'll see that obviously in seniors, and you might see that your cat is suddenly confused, or they're just, you know, the lights go out and suddenly they're meowing up a storm. That is indicative of that issue. For cats that are suffering from, you know, whether you want to call it senility, cognitive dysfunction, there are medications that are being approved more and more regularly that can help your cat, along with different types of supplements. So check that out. So the next thing to look for is changes in the environment. Have you just moved into a new place? Are you starting to bring somebody into your place, whether that's a new significant other or a roommate, new friends? Are you just changing your habits all the way around in that home? That could cause the kind of stress that would lead to excessive vocalization as well. So a lot of this is about reassuring. A lot of this is about positive associations, which we've talked about in many videos before. But this is about that sort of detective work. This has never happened before. It started to happen. Why Why is it happening? Oh, it must be because my new roommate is around all the time and she's totally stressed out by this. And then we just create a positive association between that new person and your cat. So the first thing is to try to isolate when. If this never happened before, something had to change. Let's figure out what it was. Environmental changes are a lot of times the suspect here. Another thing that you can do when it comes to environmental change is make sure that your cat's favorite things are always available to them, whether that's their scratching posts or their favorite beds, more litter boxes around so they can get their scent placed in all of these important places to them. These are all ways. Remember, cats identify and they find a lot of cat mojo through scent. So let's make sure their sort of scent soakers are nearby. Now this one, Jason, I think applies to you because you say it does. You come home and then she just doesn't stop, So I think the first thing to figure out is this attention seeking? Is this truly something that's happening right when you walk into the house? Or are you not sure whether it's happening while you're gone? I am just so big on security cams, you guys. I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of an issue that you might be dealing with your cat, having these cameras on hand, I mean, I use them all the time and they're simple. Most of them are both motion detecting and sound detecting in terms of when they turn on. They have night vision. And so while you're gone, let that sucker roll. Because one of the things, when we talk about attention seeking, that's one thing which I will circle back to, but it could also be separation anxiety. It could be going on within 5 minutes of you leaving the house and then she just doesn't stop all day long. And then when you come home, it's just a continuation of that stress that she's been experiencing all day long. Separation anxiety, it's its own issue. Again, I've got a video about that right above my head. Yeah, right there. So check that out. But in the meantime, you want to know, is it happening when you get home or is it happening the entire time? So let's say it's not separation anxiety. Let's just say it's when you come home. The next step, Jason, is what you do. Because this is where I think a lot of folks just fall into a trap. Your cat is talking nonstop. So what do? You try to get her to stop. So maybe you give her some treats. Maybe you just give in and start petting and start giving her that attention. The problem is you're rewarding the behavior. She meows. You pet, you feed, you play. She's doing it the entire time because she's figuring this works. If I do this, I get good stuff. So why would I stop? So the first thing I would tell you to do, Jason, is cut it out. If that's what you're doing, stop. One part of the solution here is just ignoring it, just not looking at her, not saying her name, not begging her to be quiet, not giving treats, playing, just giving in any way. So you gotta stop. But the second part of that is you can reward the silence. So as soon as she's not speaking, that's when you can break out the treats. So when we're doing something like clicker training, then what we do is we want to make sure that the second that the behavior happens that you want to reward, you do the click and the treat. You reward it the second it happens so that they can start making that association. But you got to do it quick. I mean, when we get about 2 or 3 seconds of silence, bang, reward that when you can. The thing that I find of the most use is when it comes to cats, and actually this overlaps with humans, it's the thing I call the 3 R's: routine, ritual, rhythm. Creating a rhythm to our lives based on things like ritualizing play, ritualizing food, making sure that things happen the same way every day. That helps to keep a cat level. So they're not spiking out all the time and all of a sudden they're just like, I need this, because they know when to expect things. That we've created a circadian rhythm so that they know at a certain point of the day, based on where you are, where you've gone, when you come home, the position of the sun, all of these things, I know what to expect out of my life, and that makes for overall a calmer cat. Our next little section here is boredom. Let me translate. I'm bored. So with boredom, there are ways to get through this. I just talked about the 3 R's. So structuring when in the day that you do play, and every day, play with your cat, run them around, use that interactive toy, make them tired, because that helps to drain the boredom away from them. But also don't forget that the environment can help drain boredom away as well. And that's where cat TV comes in. If you're lucky enough to live in a place where you can hang a bird feeder outside your window, go for that. Give them something to watch. There are actually YouTube channels that are dedicated dedicated to nothing but cat TV, squirrels and birds and things like that. And just having seats in the windows, so every window has a place for your cat to sit, so they can do something as simple as watch cars and people. Don't forget, cats spend more time in a day looking out a window if they're given the chance than sleeping, believe it or not. And so giving them something to look at will help. The other boredom reliever here that I think is really helpful are puzzle toys. Check out the website that's in my description here. Some good friends of mine built this great website where they sort of road test different puzzle toys, teach you how to build your own. Are they for novices or experts and that whole thing? But again, giving them something, especially if there's a treat that they really like to get to and they really want their jackpot treat, and we give it to them in a way that they have to sort of dig it out of there, it helps relieve boredom, it helps relieve stress and anxiety, it gives them an action that's based on something that they want. And the best part about it is you don't have to be the provider of that, so she's not constantly looking at you. And now we've gotten to our final category here. Jason, you ready for this? No reason discernible whatsoever. And the reason that I'm so animated about this one is because I got one of those. I got my own Meow, and her name is Gabby. You see how we work together? You name your cat Meow, I name mine Gabby. I didn't name her anyway, my wife did, but that's because she has never stopped talking. She talks all the time. Gabby talks, and we've looked at every one of these causes, and we've tried a whole bunch of different things. I have tried every trick in my book. Gabby talks, but that's just who she is. I am fully convinced that half the time she doesn't know why she's talking. She really doesn't. She just does it all the time. Gabby meows at Pishi. She meows at the dogs, the humans, the windows, the rug. I mean, just who she is. So, Jason, I'm giving you every tool I know. Go for it, man. Explore these things. Make sure that you know if things have changed, that you explore why things have changed. Observe, get those cameras. That's really worth it. All of these tools should help. And at the end of the day, if you have a Gabby, me and you, Jason, we're together on this one. Maybe we both get some rest tonight. All right, you guys, if you have any questions, all I ask you to do is exactly what Jason did so eloquently. Say your name, say your cat's name, tell me what the problem is, and show me your cat, and then send it to this address right here, and maybe I'll answer it for you. In the meantime, pass this on to anybody that you know who has a chatty catty, and don't forget to subscribe and click that bell and everything, because I want you guys to see the videos that you want to see. And don't forget, man, if you like this, a little bit of the thumbs up, because I've seen some thumbs down. It's like, what did I do, man? I'm just trying to help you. Give me a thumbs up. Love you guys. All light and all love and all mojo to you. Till next time. Mwah. Meow.